Hey everybody, Mr. Wagner here. This is pong13. We got a lot going on in pong13. So let's see, pong12, well, let's run that from last time. And you remember we got our scores up top, okay, but we haven't bumped up the score. So let's see what we can do there. The first thing that we really need to do if we are going to have scores going is we actually need to have a variable for scores, okay? So if you remember, a variable is just basically a named place that we are going to put a number, okay? And we are going to call this left score, and we'll say that is equal to 0, right score equals 0. And it really doesn't matter where we're going to put these variables in here, just as long as it's not within this while loop, okay? Because we need to start out by defining those variables, and we'll define them up here, okay? All right, so we got left score and right score. They're both set at 0. But when we are drawing, the first thing we are doing is we are just drawing the number 0, 0. It would be really nice if we could draw the left score and the right score. So whatever number was there, that would be the number at the top, okay? So let's scooch down here. And on line 120 and line 123, these are the two places where we are drawing those scores, right? Where this green is. Okay, so the command that I'm going to show you here is str and then left score. Okay, stir left score. Now, you're probably like, well, what the heck does stir mean? Okay, and what it is left score is a variable, but it is an integer variable. So it is a number, okay? But my font.render does not like numbers. It likes like words, like your name or text or something like that. So putting that stir around left score turns it into text, okay? So we got stir left score. We're dealing with the right one. I think that one should be right score. Right score. And then here we are going to do stir left score. Okay. Now let's run that. And you're going to see it really doesn't do anything, it just shows zeros, okay? But if I were to, you know, say go up here and change left score to, I don't know, 78 and right score to 44 and hit run, you will see that those are the scores. Okay, so the left score is 78, so that left side one is 78. And the right score is 44, which is correct. So that's a good way to go back and check to see that everything's good. Let's close that, and we're gonna go ahead and set those back to 0. Okay. Whew. Okay, that's not too bad. Now, what we need to do here, let's run this again. And I want you to watch that ball. So like that ball, if we're following the red and that red ball goes off that right side, off of that edge, then the green score is going to go up 1, right? And similarly, if the ball goes off the left side, then the right side score goes up 1, right? So let's see what we can do. And on top of that, we really don't need it bouncing off the right wall or the left wall. So that's that X coordinate. So let's see if we can get rid of that X coordinate. And we know it's down here in this game loop. So let's see, here's our bounce code. Okay, so notice line 85, 86, that is basically dx times equals -1. Remember that dx times -1 makes the ball bounce either to the left or the right, okay? So I don't think we are going to need this or this code, Okay, we are not going to need that code to bounce the ball, okay? Instead, we're gonna need parts of that code to increase the score. So let's just scoot this down here, maybe about right here. And I'm gonna copy I'm gonna copy some of this code. I'm gonna say, if the ball X, let's just take a look at this. If the ball X, okay, so that's the X coordinate of the ball, is greater than the screen width minus half the ball, okay, then that basically means that ball went off the right side of the screen. So what we need to do here is we need to say right score plus equals 1. Okay, so we're adding 1 to the right score. Okay, got it? And very similarly, we are going to say if, and I'm going to take this little bit of code. If the ball X is less than ball half, in other words, the ball is off that side, right? Then we're going to say left score plus equals 1. Sorry, I need to move that mouse out of the way. Okay, so if it goes off the right side, we're changing the score by 1. If we're going off the left side, we're changing the score by 1. Okay, so now when I run this, let's see what happens. And notice my score is going crazy. Well, you know, that's actually because the ball, even though we don't see it, is still flying off the side of the thing, okay? And as long as that thing is still flying off the side and we're in the loop, you know, this condition is true, this ball X greater than screen width minus ball half. That is true, okay? So right score plus equals 1. Now, so really what we need to do is we need to stop the ball, right? We need to stop the ball and maybe reset the ball, okay? So that then we can continue the game later. Okay, so to stop the ball, all we really have to do is say dx equals 0, because remember dx is whether we're going that way or that way, okay? Dx is 0. And we'll also do a dy is 0, because those stop the ball, right? Stop the ball. And then we're gonna go ahead and say ball x is equal to, you know, it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna just stick it in the center of the screen. So ball x would be 400, ball y, 300, okay? So dx is 0, dy is 0, ball x 400, ball y 300, right? Okay. So I'm back. Let's, so what we need to do here is we need to do the same thing for when it goes off the left side. So basically these two 4 lines of code I can copy also. Now, that should work fine. I'm not wild about putting like hard-coded numbers in here, so let's see if we can change these to screen width divided by 2, because that's half of the screen width, and this would be screen height divided by 2. And let's move those down here too. So try to get into a habit of, you know, using calculated fields as opposed to that. Okay, so let's see what we get here. So if I hit run module. Okay. Name screen high is not defined. So I obviously misspelled screen height. Let's run this again. Bing. Okay, so we got 1 point on this side. The ball is now in the center. This green paddle is jiggling back and forth because it doesn't know to go up or down. No big deal. Okay, so let's close that. And very good, very good. Okay, so now let's think about our game. I kind of think that if it goes off the, one or the other side, then you kind of need to be able to hit like a space bar or something to start the ball and get it going again. So let's see what we can do by getting the space bar to get the ball going again. Okay, all of our code for like keyboard events are like right in here. So line 63, I'm gonna just type in keyboard events. Okay, so line 64, if event type is key down, that's great. And then if event type is key the down arrow, then we go down or we go up, right? So let's get the space bar working. And that is actually going to be very similar to this line 68. We're going to say if event.key equals, okay, don't forget the double equals because we're like within the if statement. Equals K underscore space. I happen to know that the space bar is K underscore space colon. Okay, so now we need to do a couple things here. So our space bar, we've hit the space bar, and what we need to do is we basically need to tell the dx and the dy, hey, it's okay to start again. So let's go dx equals, let's say 3, and dy is equal to 3, and yeah, let's just try that. Okay, so let's go run. There goes the ball, and now I hit the space bar and it goes down. But now notice how every time I hit the space bar, it's always going down, diagonally to the right, bouncing and up, okay? And it just keeps going. You notice that our score counter is working really nicely though, so that's good. But that doesn't make for a very fun game, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get some randomness. So, part of me wants either the ball to go up to the right, or up to the left, or down to the left, or down to the right, okay? So that's, what, 4 different combinations. And whenever we're doing something like that, we're gonna be using that random again. And random is kind of fun with this, remember? I'm gonna show you a new command, random.choice. Okay, now random choice takes a list of things, and in Python, a list is stored within square brackets, okay? And we're gonna be using lists quite a bit in Breakout. But I'm gonna say -3 and 3. So basically, whenever I hit this command, it's going to choose 50-50 and either answer -3 or answer +3. So half the time it'll be -3, half the time it'll be +3. And we want to use this same here for dy, okay? Ready? So let's run that. And okay, so first time it went down to the left, I hit it again, went down to the left again, down to the left again. Oh, there it goes, it went to the right, you see that? Oh, look at that, okay. It went that way. Oh, there's one that went up to the right. See if we can get one that goes up to the left. So you see how it's kind of random. So that's kind of nice, that dx, dy. Now that I think about it, when we start the game for the very beginning, it would be really nice to use this random choice in here. So let's look at where we define dx and dy in the first place and put that random.choice in there. And if we were to go up here to line 20, line 21, this is a beautiful place to put this random choice. Okay. So now when we start the game, it'll go, you know, one way or the other, okay? And as I'm thinking about it, I also noticed that line 15 and 16, we have a nice ball X, ball Y is a random place on the board, okay? When we hit the space bar, it'd be awfully nice for that random place on the board to also take place. So let's go ahead and copy this line 15, 16. You'll see very quickly, programmers move code around a lot, or we copy code and we use it. Okay, so we're gonna put that at line 74 and 75. Now notice how this tabbed line over dx, dy, and ball x are all lined up, but ball y is not. So we do want to tab that over and make that all pretty, okay? It's one thing that I really like about Python is it organizes really nicely. You can see how pretty that is. Okay, so let's run module, and got 1 point on that score. Okay, so now look at this. It's like we got a game going on. This is kind of cool, right? I don't know why it catches, sometimes that ball gets caught up on the back side of that paddle. Actually, I do have a good idea why that's happening, and we'll discuss that in probably pong13 or something like that, okay? Because obviously we want that game to be looking good. Now, I also do notice something here. When I'm hitting that up and down arrow, we're still getting this up key, down key text in our shell. I think I'm gonna comment that out really quickly because I don't really want that going on, okay? So let's close this and see if we can find that up key, down key. Oh, that would be up in here in our, okay, so here, print key down, print key up. So if I put a pound sign right in front, then that turns that into a comment and that won't run, okay? So there we go, okay? All right, so let me see if that's kind of all that we have for pong13. Yeah, so that's all we have for pong13, and we're less than 20 minutes. So we'll do pong14 next. I think pong14, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get the game to stop when one person gets up to 20 points or up to 10 points. And then pong15, we'll try to wrap it up. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Bye.